Hey folks, welcome back to Finance Fridays. I'm your host Lucas Ballahud with Coldwell Banker RMR, and I'm joined again today by my good friend Alex Job with RBC. Alex, how are things in your world?
It's great, Luke. How are you? Thanks so much for having me.
I'm doing okay. We have been chatting quite a bit lately about a
Yeah.
very busy March that we've both been having.
hmm
And I think we've seen a number of things changing, not only in the world right now, but in the real estate market.
Right.
So I'm just curious, just if you want to share with folks a little bit about what your buyers have been experiencing most recently the past couple of weeks.
Well, there's been so much conversation about like a shift in the market. And like my clients have questions, and even myself as a mortgage specialist, we're wondering really what's happening. I mean, on a successful or on a good note, I've had buyers that have been in, let's call it the pipeline, looking for something to purchase and have been running up against competitive other offers, multiple offers. And I've had a lot of buyers actually successfully buy a house recently. So that's great, but that's also telling to something else. So what do you think about the market right now, Luke, and what's happening?
So it's interesting because there's been an influx of new listings in the month of March, a big influx of new listings. I think a lot of folks saw, they get ahead of the spring market after seeing some of the numbers that came out in February.
Right.
And but the symptom of that has been, buyers have changed their behavior a little bit. Not to say that's a symptom, but there's been an interesting response on the buyer side of things right now because they have more to choose from. It seems like they're being less picky or less competitive. And they're being more picky
Right.
about what it is they're actually going to be offering on or willing to pay, let's say, top dollar for. So
Are you
when, a
seeing
lot of
less?
times,
Are you
sorry?
seeing less? Are you seeing less offers when
Seeing
it
less
comes to
showings, we're
less
seeing less
showings?
offers.
Okay.
Yeah, less showings as well. That's all way down. A lot of times we were seeing sometimes 10 or 20 offers, 30
Wow.
plus offers, earlier this winter. And sometimes we're not seeing any. And homes are selling sometimes after the offer day is passed on. So a big change in buyer behavior. And there's a number of factors that could be going into that. Not only the increase in supply, but we've got a war going on in Europe right now. The COVID restrictions have recently relaxed and March break as well. So this could be a couple of things. It could either be a blip in the radar for this month and seeing some changes in people getting out and about again, or it could be a more significant shift that we're going to see, increase in supply, and that added inventory is going to likely be followed by a price shift as well.
And I think another thing to note there, Luke, is to impact client behavior, it can be that interest rate increase. We've seen that prime has increased, and then our fixed pricing has moved as well. So it will be interesting to kind of revisit this topic at the end of March, let March play out, and then see where everything lands as to are we really seeing more change, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that was a big topic of conversation earlier in, I guess it was late February, the last announcement that came out from the
Mhm.
Bank of Canada where they changed those rates. And we're interesting to see what happens as well. We want to find out from you with the stress test rate is going to change as well. But, that's something I think is going to have to follow in the coming months here.
Right. So, and our qualifying rate is still that 5.25, but what we're starting to see is if a client's contract rate is, closer to 3.5, we're qualifying our clients on their contract rate plus 2%. So really their qualifying rate in our system is not 5.25 anymore, it's 5.5. So we're seeing that creep up, which impacts things too. So yeah, it will be a really interesting month to reflect on.
Yeah, there's so many factors here right now. We're going to have to probably break this up and sort of analyze these different variables as we get
Absolutely.
into April and see
Mhm.
really what happened and if this is something that's either going to be a trend or just a blip, like I said.
Mhm.
So it's certainly something to monitor. Well, Alex, I think that's all the time we have for this segment today. So, folks, if you have any questions for Alex and I, our contact info will be at the end of this video here. So feel free to like, comment, follow along, or subscribe to us here on YouTube, and you'll be able to see us next time here on Finance Fridays. But until then, folks, have yourselves a great day. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.